Morning. Um, I've been thinking about people that um who had a dream of moving to France, and then Brexit came along, and I think for a lot of people that changed everything, and it has changed a lot of things for people that wanted to come and live here. When we came in 2006, we could just turn up. We didn't have to tell anybody. We could make our decision. Oh, we're going to go and live in France. That will be nice, which is what we did. I mean, we obviously did lots of research beforehand, and um, made sure that we'd got somewhere to come to, and hoped that we had have enough income. That's always been a difficult one for people because nobody can ever say how much is enough. Um, but since January 2021, things have changed considerably, and in order to come and live in France now, you have to jump through some hoops. If you're coming from the UK, it hasn't changed for people coming from the US, Canada, or any other country. It's just the UK because the UK left um, the European Union. So, first off, you will need to apply for a long term visa, which, if you're going to stay for 90 days or more, which obviously you are if you're planning to live here, you have to apply for a 90-day, a long term visa. And to apply for that, you'll need to prove that you have enough income to support yourself. I think when I last looked, it was about €650 a month for a single person. That might have changed. Um, so you'll need to prove your income. You'll need to show that you've got accommodation. So you'll need to provide a rental agreement or a copy of your title deeds, which is called an acte de vente. You'll need to have travel insurance. You'll need to have health insurance, a valid passport. Your valid passport has to be valid for 15 months, so before it expires, which I'm not really sure about, but I suppose I know that passport validity has changed a lot recently, and you need to have a passport well with plenty of time left on it if you want to be here in France. Um, Once you've got a long stay visa, you can apply for a carte de séjour. We all applied for the carte de séjours um, a year ago, 2 years ago. So we all applied for the original carte de séjour that gave you 10 years residency, and then that all of that changed with Brexit, and we had to apply again for well, other people did. By then we'd received citizenship. Um, so you would need to apply for a carte de séjour once you're here if you plan to stay. It's permission to stay, and to say how long you can. But they used to be 10 years. I've got a feeling that they're only for 5 years now. I'll need to check that. So you need to apply for your visa 30 to 90 days before you plan to arrive here, which is quite some planning. Gone are the days when you could get on the ferry and come across without any thought. I don't know how that works now. I must look whether people used to get on the ferry and come across and buy duty-free alcohol and cigarettes. I don't think you can do that now. It was only because you were part of the European Union, and now you're not. You don't get access to that. So day trips to Boulogne and Calais may not be happening anymore. I can't imagine they are. So you need to apply for your visa 30 to 90 days before, and you will need to show proof of all of those things I've just mentioned. You'll need to scan in copies of this and scan in copies of that, and bearing in mind that the bureaucracy here is very I don't know what the word is, annoying. No, that's not the word. Is a pain in the arse. You have to have 3 copies of that and 2 copies of that, and piles of paperwork. So you're always, for whatever it is that you're doing, you're always compiling a dossier. So you will need to compile a dossier, which is a big fat file of papers. And obviously, the better you prepare it, the more that you put into it, the easier your application will be. I don't know whether people ever get refused a visa. I suppose it's early days yet, isn't it, really? We're still only in 2021. But when we turned up in 2006, we turned up, we had found somewhere to rent. We'd been here a couple of months before, and with our friends who we'd house swapped with in 2005, we found ourselves somewhere to rent for, I don't know, 20 minutes from here. A little house in a place called Saint Pierre de Maillet, a little village. And it was a lovely little, I mean, it was a lovely little, I say little, it was little, the house, although in French houses some of the rooms are big, and I would love to have that bedroom from there here. Our bedroom's fine, but the ceiling height isn't the same as we had there, and I love big rooms. I'd love to have big rooms. We have big rooms downstairs, but not upstairs. Anyway, we moved there. We took out a rental agreement for 3 years. When you rent here, you're renting for 3 years if it's unfurnished, and your landlord can't evict you. So it's a bit stiff for landlords because they can't get rid of you, but you can get rid of them. And whilst we had no intention of leaving early, we didn't know what we were looking for, or whether we were going to find somewhere very quickly. Within a month, we'd made an offer on this house, and so I handed in our notice, and the landlady wasn't very happy. The husband was okay, but she wasn't very happy. But somebody rented it as soon as we moved out, so they didn't lose money. Anyway, so we were here in Saint Pierre de Maillet a month, and then we came here in November 2006, and here we are. We still didn't have to prove to anybody who we were. We didn't need to tell anybody we were here. We didn't need to prove we had enough income. And at that point, we were living on Mark's NHS pension, which was fine. The exchange rate when we came was about 1.47. So we were lucky. It was good. It meant our tranche of money coming over to buy this was good because of the exchange rate. And then gradually over the years, the exchange rate's gone down. There was a point, probably 3 or 4 years in, when the exchange rate had gone down quite a bit, and then we weren't struggling because we weren't struggling, but I was needing to be quite careful financially. And the exchange rate has never gone back up to anything anywhere near 1.47. It's around 1.17 now, and it was a bit of a roller coaster around the various parts of Brexit, when there was the vote, and then when this was happening, and then when they were fighting over the withdrawal agreement. The exchange rate was reflecting what was going on politically. Yeah, so it's about 1.17, but since then our income has increased because we've had Mark's old age pension now for 4, 5, 6 years, and I've just become an old age pensioner. Yeah! So we're very comfortable and we're very lucky, and the exchange rate doesn't really impact on us. But yeah, you need to know that you can afford to live here. I don't think the cost of living here is any more than it is in the UK. I think it depends on what you're buying. But property is much cheaper here. You get much more for your money here, and I think food's about the same. I don't even look now. I have no idea. But British food, if you want to buy British food here, some places have got small areas of shelves with British food on, but there's not loads. And there are places that are run by, there's a charity shop about 50 minutes from us called Hope 16, and they raise money for animals. It's a massive shop. I will do a vlog from there one day because it is a lovely shop. Hi, Anna. But they have a British shop area, so you can go down there and you can buy all of those. I mean, I'm not really interested in them, but you can buy all of those things that you might miss from the UK. Cheddar cheese, tea bags, cakes, Mr. Kipling cakes. I can't remember because I never look. I always look at it and think, oh my God, why is that so important? But anyway, so there are places you could get British food, and obviously you're going to pay for it because it has to be transported here. But yeah, I think French food is about the same. I'm not sure. But so anyway, you really need to plan now. You can still come and you can still fulfill your dream of living in France. You just need to be prepared and jump through a few more hoops. And I highly recommend it. I'd never change what we've done. It was the best thing, and it's quite an adventure. And you really don't know when you're going forward whether you're doing the right thing. You take a bit of a leap of faith, and I would recommend to anybody, take that leap of faith. It really is the best thing. Okay, bonjour.